Our guest today, as we said, is Fort Worth Police Chief Jeff Halstead. We're delighted to have him with us. And joining in the questioning, Gromer Jeffers, political writer with the Dallas Morning News. So good morning to you too, Gromer.
Good morning.
Chief, let's start with you. We've been going through this painful budget process. The council cut out about 46 vacant positions.
Yes, sir.
And you said in your budget briefing that's manageable. We can deal with that. But you still have dozens more, you said, that are vacant.
Yeah, we have had this challenge since I took office and probably before then, and it's basically on competition scale with every other major city and every other agency in North Texas. I think it's only reasonable to the citizens that I stand back and I work closely with our elected officials and realize even in a perfect world, I could not fill those 46 positions, and it would only make sense. Let's take those off the payroll because those are funded October 1st. Okay. That saves millions of dollars for the general fund budget.
So that's off, but how many more vacant positions do you have that could be police officers on the streets?
Well, we have another class that begins October 24th, and I have one that will graduate in December. So I need to keep some in reserve so that all of those people who are graduating in December, they have spots to be filled and beats to be patrolled, and I have enough in reserves to keep that staffing in line.
Go ahead. No, but you could hire more police officers. You could fill those spots.
Yes, sir, I could. In fact, with our brand new meet and confer agreement, we now have the ability to take on lateral transfers. A great opportunity for a major city to take currently Texas state certified peace officers, bring them in at their same pay scale to work with us here in Fort Worth.
So that would be immediate. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Chief, this is a related issue. Some of the vacancies are a result of firings for DWIs.
Yes, sir.
Should today's young officers be fired for their first off-duty DWI offense?
And definitely within our organization, yes, sir. And let me explain why. We take that oath to serve and protect, and you have agreed to live your life at the highest of ethical standards. Committing a crime is not within that standard, and it's something that I have made it a point my entire career to balance, but also as chief simply cannot tolerate it. Now, we have had some cases where they are found not guilty, and we work closely with their attorney and our city attorney, but in arbitration cases, I have won all of those cases that committing that crime and proving that within the investigative format, it's an administrative investigation, right. They don't need to be police officers.
Is there anything done in training or beforehand, or discussions about alcohol or DWIs or anything like that? I mean, do you do that beforehand?
Yes,
These
sir.
officers are prepared. And
oh, they are, and we actually offer probably one of the most comprehensive alcohol awareness trainings to every police officer, including our civilian employees. What we want is a very, very healthy and well-balanced workforce, but they also have the clear understanding from my position, I will not tolerate any criminal behavior at any time in their career.
Okay. Well, you did get hit with more than, what, a dozen DWIs involving officers.
Yes, sir.
Right, in just a very short period of time, including your chief of staff.
Yes, sir.
And it seemed that in the press conference when you were addressing that you were angry. I mean, just more beyond frustration.
Yes, I was, and I still am, and I think I'm more disappointed. It's just they throw away so much, and we offer a free ride home program through the Police Officers Association. We have the advanced alcohol awareness training. We have a peer support group. There's all these outlets, yet they consciously choose to drink and drive, and I simply won't tolerate it.
Chief, a sensitive issue. Your officers went to the wrong house and shot a man.
Yes, sir.
The grand jury hasn't considered a case yet, but they're back on the job. Why?
Yeah, we have to have the respects and the rights, and that comprehensive, not only criminal, but as well as the critical police incident investigation, still ongoing. So the comments I can make are very, very restrictive because those officers need to have their appearance before the grand jury, and then once the grand jury decides, then we will address the public, and most importantly, our citizens who are demanding answers. I just ask them to be a little more patient. We're almost to that point, and then we will open up all of the information related to that critical police incident.
Do you have a feel for the time frame on that when the grand jury might get this?
Well,
make a decision?
We're hoping maybe within 3 to 4 weeks. I don't know specifically of the district attorney's grand jury scheduling of the cases, and I choose to keep myself away from that as well. I don't want to present any kind of a conflict within the criminal justice system, but I can say that never in my career has something weighed so heavily on the community as well within our organization. So we're looking forward to this being concluded so that we can, in fact, speak with our residents.
TCU football is back. Casey Pasha is starting. His roommate got caught up in your drug bust. You spent 8 months around TCU, and most of the bust resulted in college students selling marijuana. Was it worth it?
We work. And first of all, yes, sir, it was worth it, and here's why. We worked closely with the TCU Police Department when this first started, and it actually started from a parent who both contacted the TCU Police Department as well as contacted me individually at a community forum. Their daughter was going to go to TCU as a freshman, and she was attending just one of these like rush type events, and the parent was shocked at the volume of drugs at the house, which was within the campus at TCU. So that started more of a kind of an undercover surveillance, very, very low key, but we found out there was a very significant drug dealing effort. There was some organized dealers that were actually coming onto campus to conduct that transactions, and some of them were armed when dealing with our undercover officers. So yes, it was worth it. I know that many people in the public are concerned, why there, why not the bigger drug activities that are going on in Fort Worth? We address those as well. We are bringing those matters that come to our attention, and we never neglect any of those when it relates to narcotic sales.
Let's talk about the body cameras. We had a rollout last week on that. How many body cameras are we talking about, and how does this work? You put it on a police officer.
Yes, sir.
And why? What's the advantage?
Well, you know, I made the statement, and I share this frustration with many other chiefs of police across the nation. Every chief of police has that one incident that either rocked the community or maybe jeopardized a little bit of the reputation of the organization. And then we see that today, young people, young adults, other adults are filming so many police contacts. So they're already filming us. This is a manner in which we can keep our organization very transparent to the community. We can also gather more evidence related to this, which makes our investigations more efficient, changes the report writing structure. But I think most of all, it's a professionalism approach that's going to change policing.
Well, we're talking about transparency, I mean, the shooting of Mr. Waller. If they had been wearing these cameras, would that have made the investigative job easier on this and dissecting this case, do you think?
Yes, sir, it would have. We would still have a little bit of the concern and the restriction about release of evidence related to a critical police incident and a criminal investigation. So we have to balance that out with a lot of attorneys involved in this process. But we are the first major city driving this volume of cameras, and I think these challenges need to be addressed at a table because the public really deserves this technology, and I'm hoping we can deliver it to them.
Okay. Are we about as thin, before you go, we just have a few seconds.
Yes, sir.
Is the thin blue line about as thin as you think it can get in Fort Worth right now?
Well, we are without a doubt the most efficient I think we have ever been, thanks to the hard-working men and women of the organization. And with respect to the taxpayers, my job is to make it as efficient as possible and as lean as possible, but hopefully we can get the vacancies to zero and move forward in growth.
And that's why you're having the external audit, too, to make sure that you're being
Yes, sir. An outside opinion on how efficient we really are.
All right. Chief Jeff Halstead, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
You bet.
All right.
Frontrunner Attorney General